All right, so Bitcoin has gotten a pretty decent move to the downside over the past day or so, and we've broken down below this trend line that I was looking at, this potential triangle that we were forming up here. So the question now would be, is Bitcoin going to continue retracing from here? Are we going to break this last swing low and begin a larger term downtrend, or are we just going to continue ranging up here and maybe make another run for the highs? Well, I'll be going over my thoughts on that, and I will also be going over some trades that I've gotten into. So I've been saying for a while that the higher term time frames for Bitcoin at least have looked very bearish. The money flow has been bleeding out on a lot of these higher time frames for a while. I mean, if you look at a 4 hour, if we just zoom out here, you can see that since January 15th, the money flow has essentially been getting lower, and that has begun to bleed into the higher time frames. On the 12-hour, we have now been in a money flow downtrend since the end of January. And, now it looks like it is getting close to crossing over the zero line. The daily time frame is, so the money flow is curving to the downside, so it seems like we do have a divergence with momentum and money flow on that daily. And overall, based on the high time frames of Market Cipher, I am leaning more bearish. And really, until we lose this low, until we start a downtrend on the higher time frames, I think it's still very possible that we just keep on ranging here, and maybe we end up making another run for the highs. Maybe we eventually end up making a run up for that 27K resistance. But it would be hard for me to say confidently that I think we can get a breakout of this range right now and see a sustained move up to some of these higher levels that we've been looking at, like 30K, for example, without first getting some sort of retracement, especially just looking at this 12-hour. Like CryptoFace likes to say, money flow is like water to a garden. And, right now on the higher time frames, the garden is drying out, and we would really need a flood to save us and to send us up to those levels. We would need to see a, you could call it a tsunami wave. We would have to get a massive wave out of nowhere, and that just seems unlikely. At least just looking at the 12-hour and at the 6-hour as well. So where does that leave me for my trades? Well, right now I am trying to prioritize shorts, at least in terms of holding my trades. The longs that I have taken have been scalps, and I pretty much got out of those quickly. But, I am looking for some potentially longer-term longs here. We are starting to get a bottom to this wave. There was just a green dot here, and, Bitcoin was just pumping a little bit, but ideally, I'm looking to potentially get into multiple short trades, some that I may be able to hold for a long time, maybe a few weeks. And I am in one Bitcoin short right now, and I also took a short on Chainlink. So I want to go over the Bitcoin short. So the Bitcoin short I took from right here. It was a 786 retracement after we rejected off VWAP there. And you can see we came above 786 a little bit. But the reason I took that trade there was because we saw absorption. As price was making lower highs here, we'll actually say from this high because the absorption looks a little bit better from there. So as price made that higher high, we saw CVD increasing, and we also saw open interest increasing, showing that longs were coming in and were potentially being absorbed by a larger short limit order, sort of like this whale right here. This whale's mouth is its limit short that it's trying to fill up, and in order to fill up that order, it needs some people to foam along, needs some people to be flopping and groping at that level, trying to long right into VWAP. And so this whale begins, absorbing all those orders, eating them up. And once it has its order filled, it scoops them all up, and it brings the price down, trapping all those longs underwater. And that is essentially what we saw right here. And this literally started out as just a scalp trade. I didn't put too much weight on this, The thing with CVD absorption is you can never really be sure if it's absorption or if it's going to be leading CVD, because sometimes, people will start longing like crazy and it takes a little while for price to actually make that higher high. So, it's hard to tell. I like to look at Market Cipher, make sure Market Cipher is agreeing with me, and try and get some more confidence in it that way. So yeah, these CVD divergences can either be leading CVD and it can mean absolutely nothing, or sometimes it can mean that this price level that you're seeing the absorption at will be a swing top, at least for a while. And, that is what we saw in this case. As long as you're using good risk management, either this is going to be a small loss with a small window of invalidation because price only needs to come above that high to basically verify that's leading CVD, or it could end up being a massive winner because you're basically trying to hop on the whale's back. I entered that scalp short right there, and I took profits pretty quickly on this. We got a pretty nice move right away. Very nice move right away, actually. This ended up being, a really good trade right off the bat. But I knew I wanted to leave some of this open because, overall I was leaning more macro bearish. So right now Bitcoin is getting a bit of a move to the upside, and it's a little unfortunate. I was looking for a long from some of these levels down here. I was looking for a CDW of this wick into that daily, and unfortunately we front ran it just barely. But, I am still looking for longs. I think we might come back up for a lower high somewhere, and that would still be a pretty nice move to the upside. If we got to move up to this point of control or the value area high or this daily, that would be a nice move. And I may be looking to build some swing shorts if we see something like that. So something interesting I noticed is if you now pull this golden pocket, it now lines up almost perfectly with this point of control. So that's some nice confluence right there. We also have an NDPOC and this VWAP snap right in this box. So I think this is a juicy level for a potential lower high. And I was looking to scalp this level originally. That was before the golden pocket moved down here. Now that the golden pocket's here, this may be more of a swing short level for me, but either way, I'm still going to play it pretty much the same. For shorts, I'm still going to TP early. I'm still going to lock in the trade and then look to potentially hold some for the retracement that I've been waiting so long for. Now, another level I was looking at is this untapped daily. Originally, the golden pocket was right on top of this daily, but it's still in between the golden pocket 786. So that is a juicy level as well, I think. And if we see another move to the downside, I'm still watching this daily, this CDW as well. I think that could be juicy. Also, I'm watching a CDW of this wick, and I'm actually watching this wick very carefully because, as you know, this is the swing low that Bitcoin has to break basically in order to begin higher time frame bearish market structure. So that is a key level. But there is some interesting confluence right below this level. If you go to the 12-minute time frame, right in this area of consolidation, right below that wick basically, it seems like we have what I would call a 12-minute order block. Now, I'm not the best at identifying these things, so this could be a completely trash order block and may mean absolutely nothing. I'm not sure, but the reason I like this order block is because it is located right below that wick. It is in close enough range for us to CDW that wick and still tap off that order block, get a quick move back above that wick. I think that is looking like a juicy possibility, so I'm not going to drag that all the way over. I already got a box for that, but yeah, I am also watching that low along with that order block, and those are basically my trading plans for this little range that we got going on here. I think short term, things are looking maybe slightly more bullish than bearish. I mean, we just got that green dot on the 4-hour. The 24-minute money flow is looking pretty good for a move to the upside, so So yeah, I think that is pretty much all I wanted to go over today. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. Really appreciate the support, and I will see you all in my next one.